There's been so much exciting innovation in the emerging FinTech ecosystem, and it all comes down to improving the customer experience. At JPMorgan Chase, one of the most important things to us is that end experience that we're delivering to customers. And when we look at what's going on in the emerging FinTech ecosystem, we see lots of new experiences and new innovations that in some ways we want to bring to our own customers. And so what we really are looking to do right now with the emerging FinTech ecosystem is watch it really closely. We analyze all the new companies. We look at what are the innovations, what are the new experiences that they're delivering, what are the new technologies that they're using, and at the end of the day, we believe that the emerging FinTech ecosystem is inventing some really amazing customer experiences, and our goal is now to work with that ecosystem to deliver better products and services to our customers and clients. JPMorgan Chase has a long history of innovation, and in fact, we've been working collaboratively with FinTech companies for decades. Over the past few years, we've seen a surge of emerging FinTech, and it originally looked very disruptive. However, what we've seen is those companies are very willing to partner with the banks. And the banks are willing to partner with the FinTech companies. It's very collaborative because the banks are looking for the new innovations and the customer experiences that the FinTech companies have created, and the FinTech companies are looking to scale their businesses by partnering with banks. One of the most exciting things that we're seeing now is a new breed of FinTech company who has no ambitions to compete with the existing banks, but are born to power the banks to help them create these amazing new experiences for customers and clients. And so we've seen an evolution, and I'm sure we'll continue to see an evolution, but it's very clear right now that the banks and the emerging FinTech ecosystems are working very collaboratively together. We have actually a multi-part strategy when it comes to partnering with FinTech companies. There are always going to be some applications and products that we actually just build ourselves. A few good examples of that, Chase.com and Chase Mobile. On the JPMorgan side of the house, we have properties such as JPMorgan Markets and JPMorgan Access. So that's one example of technologies that we build. There's going to be an entirely different set of areas where we decide that we want to partner with FinTech companies. And a few examples of that might be our partnership with On Deck Capital around small business lending. Another partnership, what we've done with a company called Motif, is the ability for retail investors to access JPMorgan-led IPO right at the time that they're launched. So that's some examples of where we've partnered with FinTech companies to bring new products and services to market. What's most interesting, I find, is that there are a few spaces where we're doing both. We're building our own technology and we're partnering. We have an established engagement model with the emerging FinTech ecosystem. Each one of our lines of business has a dedicated team that's responsible for knowing the marketplace and engaging with the emerging technology companies that want to talk to JPMorgan Chase. Whether you're an established FinTech company or an emerging FinTech company, JPMorgan Chase is open to all ideas, and especially if there are ones that are going to improve our client or customer experience. So no matter how you get to JPMorgan Chase, you're likely to land in one of these dedicated teams that's responsible for not only evaluating the FinTech partnerships, but then helping them navigate JPMorgan Chase and get to the right place. It's actually really simple. When we work with an emerging FinTech company, both JPMorgan Chase and the regulators expect that that company's security, controls, and regulatory compliance are up to the highest standards. Sometimes that's not the case, but one of the great things about working with JPMorgan Chase is that when we choose to work with a FinTech company, we will work hand in hand with that company to raise their security and their controls and their compliance up to the level at which they need to be.